And today we're going to talk about some concerns from scientists about an invasion from space that comes from space, but not the kind of invasion that you are imagining. Actually, this is microorganisms. Actually, that might be brought back by us, in one of our probes or things that we send out into space, and then when we bring them back, and something gets latched onto one of these objects, and next thing you know, we have something even worse than what we got going on right now with Corona. However, there was an article here in Earth Sky, and I will leave the link for this article. It says, the headline reads, "Tiny Alien Invasion Risk. More Space Biosecurity Measures Needed." Anyhow, it says, the threat of an alien invasion is generally thought of in terms of little green men, laser blasters, and towering motherships. But the reality might be much tinier. On November 18th, a group of scientists called for greater recognition of space biosecurity risks by the space industry. Their statement explained, space biosecurity concerns itself with both the transfer of organisms from Earth to space and vice versa. While the research points out that at present the risk of alien organisms surviving the journey is low, it's not impossible. One of the study's co-authors, Phil Casey, head of the Ecology and Evolutionary Biology Department of the University of Adelaide in Australia, said, risks that have low probability of occurrence but have the potential for extreme consequences are at the heart of biosecurity management, because when things go wrong, they go really wrong. And basically what they're talking about here is, we're advancing, by leaps and bounds with our space program. I mean, we got stuff going on. We have billionaires flying up there just for leisure now. So there needs to be some sort of security measures implemented to make sure that when we do go to different places in space at some point, we're not bringing back some sort of bacteria that right now is not here. Next thing you know, there's some sort of disease that crops up and basically wipes us all out, possibly. Anyhow, I'll read some more of this article. A new field of invasion science has grown over the past few decades. This field addresses the causes and consequences of introducing organisms into new environments. Alien invasions have already happened inside Earth's biome. For example, humans have unwittingly introduced drug-resistant bacteria to Antarctica, infecting seabirds and seals. It's not such a jump to imagine that same could happen between, say, Earth and Mars, or vice versa. That's why the scientists want the spacefaring community to establish protocols for early detection, hazard assessment, rapid response, and containment procedures, such as those currently used in response to invasive species threats on Earth. Plus, Casey said, it is far cheaper to prevent biological contamination by implementing protocols on Earth than it is on Mars. The goal of biosecurity management is to reduce or eliminate threats to native species, whether that be human, animal, and plant life on Earth or as yet undiscovered life in space. The scientists are striving for planetary biosecurity both here on Earth and on alien worlds. When human activities introduce life forms on Earth to non-active regions, it can have long-ranging effects. We've infected areas from the poles to mountaintops to deep in the ocean. These organism transfers sometimes result in changes to biodiversities, ecosystems, and even evolution. Casey commented, "We need to take action now to mitigate those risks." I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I will leave the link here for you guys, and then you could read it for yourself. But I guess it is a concern. Basically, at the end of this article says, the bottom line, scientists are preparing for an alien invasion of the microbial kind. They urge biosecurity measures to protect Earth from alien invaders and to protect other planets from earthly life. That's great, because it makes sense. We don't want to have something coming here, or we don't want to take something out there either. And possibly infect, the life forms that may exist on other planets. Now, that's a long ways away, I guess, unless you want to look at Mars. We might be going there at some point, I guess. Human beings, that is, rather than robots. But I think it would be a disaster. A disaster. I mean, look, we can't even handle the stuff that's here right now. We're having problems. We got COVID now, mutating again. And it doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good. But could you imagine having something that we're, completely unaware of, all of a sudden showing up here because we got something from space somehow, from some other planet, and brought it here. I mean, it would be disastrous. I mean, that's even scarier than landing on a planet somewhere and having some extraterrestrial monster like in the movie Alien, get on the ship, and that's even worse than that, because you're talking about the potential to hurt everyone, humans, animals, plants. Who knows? You don't know what's out there, or what we could bring back from out there. It's just so it's nice to see that there are some scientists that are really trying to push something like this forward, that we need to take certain measures, security measures, to make sure that we never, ever, as we move forward and with our space programs, that we never bring something back here that's going to, cause disaster. Okay. I'm going to move on here. Here's an interesting article that was in NBC News, and I'm sure it was in some other sites, some other news sites recently. This is from the 24th of November. The search for extraterrestrial life is going to look at our nearest galactic neighbor. Scientists are starting to look for life in our galactic backyard. Alpha Centauri, 2 stars that are just over 4 light years, about 25 trillion miles away, are the closest sun-like stars in our solar system. Not in our solar system. This article is wrong right here. Alpha Centauri. Well, we're going to stop this video.